I'm doing great. How are you, Christy? Yes, ma'am. This time is perfect. Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. My first year I actually lived in the dorms, but this year I'm living in an apartment with 3 other roommates. Yes, ma'am. Um, well, the first year in the dorms, I lived in a building called Strozier, and it was a community bathroom type thing. And so there were about 30 of us that had to share 3 stalls and 3 showers and 3 sinks every day. So I had to deal with people being in the shower when I needed a shower, or I would be late, so I would have to, get up earlier to take a shower so I wouldn't be late because other people would be in there and that kind of thing. And then living in the apartment has been a lot better experience. Not many issues with my roommates. Every now and then it'll be a little petty thing over like the dishes or something, but no problems with that. No, ma'am. Yeah, no, that would be perfectly fine. Oh, well, being a mass comm major, my career ending goal, I guess, I want to be a broadcaster or just mainly anything with the media. And I know Disney is one of the top media companies out there. So working with Disney would really give me a good foot in the door and good, like, networking, I guess, in terms of, like, furthering my career with media, since they are such a big part of it. Um, yes, ma'am. Especially after the end of the semester, I took Spanish in high school, of course, and then first semester of this year, so fall, I took Spanish 1 college level, and now I'm in Spanish 2 college level. So by the end of the semester, I'll be good. Yes, ma'am. Simple conversations, and if there was anything I didn't understand, I would find out some way to help them out, either point them to guest relations or, try to figure out what they need or what's wrong by using like pictures or something. But I would definitely try and help them out and talk to them as most as I could. Yes, ma'am. It's actually Minecraft. I don't know if you've heard of that video game. And yeah, it's virtual Magic Kingdom in Disney World, and it's not just it's all the parks, all the water parks, everything. And It's basically, and it's 1-to-1 scale, so everything is exactly how it is in the park. And the owner of the server hires, but it's awful. Like, we don't get paid or anything. People to watch over the guests, because obviously a lot of kids come on the server and they are able to chat with each other. So my job, what I do, I'm a guest relations on that, and I make sure all of the guests are safe, they're not saying anything inappropriate to each other or bullying, and make sure they're having a great time in the park, just like a real life cast member would do. I've been a cast member since December 15th, 2013. So, mainly with like the drum majoring would be leadership and like being able to talk in front of large audiences. Because as the drum major, I have to control the band basically. I'm talking in front of them every day, and same with the leadership in the band as the saxophone section leader that I was for 2 years. Talking in front of people I'm perfectly confident and fine with, as well as like I've had a mass communications class and a public speaking class, so it's more like experience with talking in front of people. And as far as crystals, it taught me a lot. That was my summer or my job last summer. And I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. And it was the main thing I learned with that was how to communicate between like the customer, myself, and the cooks, because at Crystal we had a time limit. Like my manager wanted the customers out of the drive-thru in 2 minutes or less, and if we didn't do that, she would get mad, obviously. And so I would have to work on keeping the customers happy and dealing with them while counting money, making sure my money's correct, and working with the cooks to get the food out quickly. So I've learned how to deal with fast-paced stuff like that. Oh, I love fast pace. I don't like being bored. Having nothing to do makes me feel useless. So as long as I'm doing stuff keeping busy, I'm great. I love group environment, but I can also work both. But definitely, I'm comfortable with either. Oh, great, perfectly fine. Because once again, with marching band, I was outside constantly in the Georgia heat. I know it's not as bad as Florida heat, but it gets pretty bad too. So I was always outside. Being outside's not a problem. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I am. I do not have any tattoos, and I do have one cartilage piercing in my left upper ear, but I could take that out. And I only really wear it when I'm going to do something. And then I do currently have pink and blue in my hair, but it's like mainly brown. But I have an appointment to re-dye it natural brown in 2 weeks because I'm tired of having cotton candy hair. So yeah, the Disney look is no problem. It is in my left ear. Yes, ma'am. It's not noticeable because the way the ear curves, it like covers it up. Yes, ma'am. I do. I have a Georgia license. Yes, ma'am. I would first greet them, ask them how their day is going, if they have any questions, and make sure they're having a great time by just engaging in a conversation with them. In emergency situation, I would obviously follow the procedures that I'm sure we would learn, and I would first off assure the guests that everything's fine, and we're gonna try and help them to get to a safe location. But as far as like a hurricane or something, as quickly as possible. And if it was something like a spill or glass breaking somewhere, I would just let them know what's going on to make sure they stay informed and that they stay clear of the hazards. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm the main one that cleans our apartment too. I was always the one in the morning at Crystal's that had to make sure the floor was clean from the night before and everything, and cleaning supplies and chemicals and stuff. I'm perfectly comfortable with custodial or anything that needs to be done. I love being able to help guests like pick out or buyers pick out like stuff like they may ask what should I get my niece or nephew or brother or sister or whatever for a holiday or their birthday, and I would like to be able to help them out with that and just picking out the right things for themselves too, and just making sure that if it was clothes that they get something that would fit them like properly and look nice and stuff and that kind of thing, like really interacting with the shoppers. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Not really at this point. I actually have my top roles, and I'm kind of on the character thing. Yes, ma'am. Most qualified would probably be quick service food and beverage. And I would also have interest in the hopper position where I can do different jobs. And then attractions. Yes. Gonna be able to talk in front of people and give spiels and stuff. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I actually had 2 questions. The first one would be if I were to get the opportunity to be in it, and I knew someone else who was also accepted. Is there a way that you can request to be roommates with them? And also, is there like a roommate questionnaire kind of thing to set you up with people you most would get along with, I guess? Okay, thank you. And my last question is, if I were to be a part of it, what would have to happen, say, if there were an emergency situation back at home, such as a family member passing away or something like that? Like, how would they go about handling that situation? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, thank you. Um, how about sure, yeah, let's get to know you since, how did you actually get started with Disney? Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, it's great. Not right now that I can think of. Yes, thank you so much, Christy. You too. Goodbye. Oh my god! Dude, it was so good! Wait, I'm still recording. Crap.